I work with a lot of high-performing individuals who are stepping into their ambitions and all too often reaching a place of burnout. Quite often it's because whilst the rush of the adrenaline and that good healthy stress that accompanies the thrill, the motivation of pursuing a goal that is very intrinsically motivated, what happens is we start to go up on what Yerkes and Dodson have termed the stress productivity curve. We start going too high up the curve, thrill, excited, let's go. And then we get to the top where we're actually in a peak state of performance. So we're giving our all, energy is high, we've got enough adrenaline, healthy doses of cortisol, keeping us delivering output, but we then try to maintain it. And in today's hustle culture, where we are expected to be always on and always delivering, we start to deplete natural energy reserves and may tend to then start artificially bolstering, and we're taking on too much and everything starts becoming dysregulated, and then we dangerously teeter down the edge of that curve into burnout, which is what none of us want. So I care very much about teaching individuals to learn to work with energy rather than fight against it. I am the first to admit that for many years I was pushing way too frenetically beyond my natural, physical, mental, soulful ability. And so it's my intention that more ambitious souls understand how to work with energy and respect its dynamism in such a way where you can flourish. So I want to read the first couple of paragraphs from my book, Big Impact Without Burnout, where the first strategy, as part of my 8 strategy Bible of how to first go within before you can then go out and have impact, the first strategy is energy. So I just want to introduce energy from my perspective in such a way where you can start to feel empowered just understanding this reframe. Energy is everything. It's the difference between walking into a room and inspiring levels of collaboration, enthusiasm, and interest or not. It's the power you possess to magnetize others, to hear you, to see you, and look forward to spending time with you or not. It's the stillness of calm, contemplative, floaty zendom, and of excited, rapidly flowing rushes of thoughts and emotions. It's a sensory reading of another as you absorb their energetic vibe, attractive or repulsive, impartial or interesting, or meh. It's fundamental to how you contribute to the world. It's the most fundamental essence of your impact. So in my energy strategy, you learn how to stop viewing energy as a binary push-pull lever with an in then out mechanism. My intention is that you understand more about the delicate dynamism of energy and how to gracefully work with it, not against it. And this is just such an important lesson. You cannot assume that your energy system is a cycle that you can hack through tipping energizers into your energy bucket, filling it to the brim, ready for action, and then draining it empty and trudging back to the well to replenish it again. This endless careering from full to empty, the extremes of brim full to bone dry, that is just not how energy flows. And so you need to learn to revere your energy. And I want you to be just like the most successful, impactful people on this planet who understand that only with the respect for their natural, highly personal, energetic rhythms and sensitivities can they realize their ambitions. You start to unlock your energy as a superpower. So obviously, energy is all intricately connected into mind, body, soul. So I have 3 core tenets that I teach my clients to step into this place of positive energy management. Firstly, it's around nourishment. Secondly, it's around rejuvenation. And thirdly, it's around maintenance. So in terms of nourishment, you are a bio-individual being. Your body, your delicate ecosystem of you, is going to respond differently to substances and environments than the person sitting next to you. So it's up to you to really learn to understand how what you consume is impacting how you feel and either positively enhancing your energy or depleting and draining it. There are core principles of our physiology and what our physical bodies need to be in optimal state. And please always remember that the natural state for our human bodies is to be in a state of harmony. Our bodies want peace. We want to keep reverting back into homeostasis. That is our default state. But sometimes we can trip ourselves up by consuming substances, food or drink, or being in environments that actually trigger us into non-homeostatic states where perhaps we are inflamed. For instance, we've consumed too much of a particular food that creates inflammation in the body, and then that starts dysregulating our immune system, our digestive system. So there are common principles, and I'm sure you're super aware of how to eat well. Something that I teach a lot is just around respecting and revering the microbiome. There is such a correlation between how we think and how we feel based on how healthy and how diverse and abundant a microbiome is. And I'm sure you can do all the research to understand what it is that you should be eating. But as a common guiding principle, my advice is always to be plant-based and to ensure that there's as much diversity as possible. So across a week, around 30 different plants, so fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, just creating that variety. I try and stick to a heavily alkaline-based diet and loads of water. But be really aware of what you're putting into your body and how you feel. Try and be more intuitive with how you eat, so you are nourishing yourself in such a way that you just feel better. And I know it's hard, and it's a real struggle to be a saint and to do everything that we know that our bodies actually need. But generally 80% of the time, if you're a saint and you're nourishing your body well, then your body is going to reward you. So just become very aware of how you're reacting to what you consume. In terms of rejuvenation, this is, it's such a modern energy crime where so many, certainly women that I interviewed for my book asking about how they relaxed would just laugh and just sort of be like, relaxation, that's not really part of my world. And it's such a shame, because it should be. And if we don't rejuvenate and factor in healthy, restorative rest into our worlds, then of course we're going to remain energy depleted. So really understanding that personal moment of when it's too much, it's too far, it's too intense, and rest needs to be brought in is something that is a skill that we need to really respect and honor, so that we can maintain good sleep, good rest, and we just know that we are actually nourishing ourselves with a solid amount of rejuvenation consistently. And that doesn't mean at the end of the working week, when we're tired, going out for a load of fizz and pushing on through with artificial stimulants, unless that is what the soul needs and it's time to just giggle and laugh, and that's the nourishment. But it's really about that bio-individuality of how do you rejuvenate. I need to be alone in my bedroom, in my pajamas with warm fluffy socks on, and that is my rejuvenation time. I need walks in nature, all sorts, but just understand and think about what you do to relax and how you can do more of that. And a good tip is to go back to what you used to do as a child, when you were really absorbed in a flow state of calm relaxation. What was it that you were doing then? And try and bring more of that into your adult life. And then finally, maintenance. So becoming aware of the nourishment, the rejuvenation, what it is that your body, mind and soul need, and then creating a plan in your life that is consciously architected, that enables you to maintain a level of what I call graceful productivity, because that is the nirvana. We have to resist and reject this hustle culture, this always on, this manic productivity. It is unhealthy, it's unsustainable, and it's what is contributing to this epidemic of global proportions, where burnout is costing the worldwide economy over $1 trillion a year. 1 in 4 Europeans is going to be off on long-term sick leave because of burnout. And it's up to us to really understand how we can maintain our energy levels. So I teach a lot about adrenal fatigue and how to combat soothing the adrenals, because our adrenal glands, they're a little bit witless, bless them, and they're getting too triggered too often and tripping into a state of overproducing cortisol and just being hyper. And so I really encourage you to understand how to soothe your adrenals, stay in a place of consistent energetic flow, listen to your body when you are exhausted, and just take the time to rejuvenate. So nourish, rejuvenate, maintain, and just really learn to work with your energy, because it wants you to thrive. Your essence is here to bubble with the energy that you need to do the work that you care about delivering. And my wish is that you bounce with all the energy that you need and you feel happy and contributory in your most positive way. I hope this was useful. Thank you.